Hey Aquarius, welcome to your general reading for the full moon on November 15th, 2024, occurring in the sign of Taurus. Now, this month's full moon is a supermoon because it is occurring closer to the earth than the typical full moon, which means that it will show up bigger in the sky and that its gravitational pull on the earth is stronger than typical, and its pull on the tides and also our psyches and emotions is stronger as well. Now, this is a general reading. It is not a one-to-one private reading. If you are interested in something like that, you can go down to the description box below where I have a link to my website and you can book a private virtual reading there with me. However, because it is a general reading, it may not resonate for everybody. If you do not relate to what is being said, that's perfectly okay and normal sometimes. Just leave this reading behind and consider checking out the readings for your moon and rising sign. If this reading does resonate for you, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel or just sharing with friends, family, social networks, whatever. Any support at all is so very much appreciated. So thank you for being here with me. Now, before we get into the reading, first I will see how you are showing up, what your general energy is around the November 15th full moon. I'll see what part of your life is being highlighted by the full moon and how it is impacting it. We'll look at the lesson that this full moon is bringing into your life, as well as the ways that you can tap into your comfort and joy around this time. Then we'll look at the next best actions for you to take at this time. We'll see if there's anything coming in that you don't see, so any surprises that might occur. And then lastly, we'll check out some oracle cards to see where this whole situation is guiding you toward. Wow, instantly. Five of Pentacles. I'm going to pull another card because I feel like I don't like just pulling the Five of Pentacles. All right. Page of Cups. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and get all of your cards before moving forward. So bear with me. You can always skip over this part also if you don't want to listen to the shuffling of cards. Oh god, that was a violent card pull, but Ace of Wands. Okay, so I will clarify going through the reading as I feel the need. You are showing up right now around this full moon, Five of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Now you could be feeling like a little bit defeated, a little bit rejected. Something bad might have happened in your financial world, so maybe a job loss, maybe a project failed, a business failure. Maybe you are struggling to find a new home. Maybe you feel just cast out by somebody in your life who was a romantic partner, or perhaps you feel like something failed here. Despite the struggles that you're experiencing, it feels like you are hopeful, or maybe you are a bit overly optimistic about your current situation. Like you're kind of like, oh, it'll just work out. And if that is the case, then I feel like the lesson here for you, because you do have the King of Swords here, it is to assume a position of a bit more maturity and a bit more swift action. But we'll, of course, see as we go through the reading what this means. You could also be struggling with a bit of emotional immaturity, kind of feeling like you don't quite know how to get to the place where you want to be emotionally. And that's always frustrating. And, of course, it's a process, but that is how you are showing up around the full moon. Now, the part of your life that's being highlighted by the full moon is the Two of Cups. Relationships. So a romantic relationship, a friendship, perhaps there's somebody important in your life like a mentor. But this does show me that there is somebody important in your life and your relationship with them is being highlighted by the full moon. And the way it's being impacted, you have the Star here. There's healing here. There's major healing occurring in this relationship for you around the time of the full moon. I am going to pull another card on this just to see what's going on. Yeah, the Five of Cups came up reversed, and I don't typically take reversals, but I literally just placed it reversed and I thought it was upright. So that's telling me that you are getting over and healing some major feelings of sadness in the relationship, or perhaps your person has healed from feelings of sadness. There's a new chapter for you and your person. It feels better. It feels nicer, like you're going to a better place, but you might still be carrying a bit of it here. And or whatever happened in the past with your relationship, it might still be weighing on you, and it might have had to do with emotional immaturity, or maybe not really doing what you say you will, not really backing up your words with action, which can be a difficult thing for the Page of Cups to do. The lesson here, the King of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. It's time in your life for you to assume a more mature outlook. This King of Swords is like the future you. You're actually being encouraged to step up into this role. And the King of Swords is somebody who, of course, is an air sign. So Aquarius, you are an air sign. Somebody who is very intellectual and is no bullshit. They are a visionary. They're incredibly good at getting their ideas down on paper. And although they can be considered kind of cold, kind of detached, their strength is in that, because they're so intellectual and so witty and smart and clever and good at planning. And that is their major strength. And the Wheel of Fortune tells me that this is all going to happen in time, on divine timing. So, you can't rush this process, but the lesson here is showing you are on this journey. You are leveling up to eventually become this King of Swords. This is somebody who takes care of their own, is incredibly fair-minded, so very logical, very rational, okay? Somebody who's very good at I'm getting the example of somebody who's like a scholar, somebody who's very good at what they do. They write, they read, somebody who is very smart and can articulate themselves very well. How you can tap into your comfort and joy at this time. They actually gave me both the Moon and the Sun card. So I am going to pull another card to understand this, because typically when I see this, and the feeling I'm getting now, it's a sense that there are things that need to come to the surface. So maybe you have behaviors or things that you like to do in your spare time that nobody really knows about. It could be a secret thing. And so, for example, you might have a secret, YouTube page where you cook or something, or you do something that you really like to do and it's really joyful for you. However, you keep it on the down low, you keep it hidden from people. Maybe you don't know how they're going to react, or maybe it's just something you want to keep to yourself, but actually it's going to be a huge comfort and source of joy for you this month to share that with the world, to share whatever it is you kind of keep on the down low. They're also giving me go outside. Just go outside whenever you can. Maybe you're somebody who doesn't like get to go outside a lot because you're at work a lot, and maybe you work in like an office building, something like that. They want you to actually to get outside more often, even if it's during nighttime. Yeah, you've got destiny. What the hell? Strength card. Wow, you're getting tons of major arcana. So I feel like whatever's going on around this full moon, it's gonna like be really intense. It's gonna be very much in your face. It'll be hard to avoid. During this time, have compassion for yourself, have grace for yourself, give yourself patience, give yourself time. If you do want to share something with the world, with your social circle, do it on your own timing. But Destiny's here letting you know that it's moving in your favor, and Destiny is calling in the opportunity for you. Your next best steps are the 9 of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. Now you've got 2 aces in this reading actually, because what you don't see coming is the Ace of Wands. Major inspiration, major energy. This is fast moving energy and travel. So you might just get a surge of energy, a surge of physical energy. So maybe you're going to be like running around doing a bunch of stuff. Or this is also creative energy and creative inspiration. So if you're an artist, partaking in art is going to be really great at this time. You're going to have a surge of inspiration. It's going to feel great. With this 9 of Wands, Page of Swords, and Ace of Swords. First, I'm going to talk about this Page of Swords and Ace of Swords because you've got a lot of swords in your reading, and of course you're an air sign. That makes sense because the swords are the air suit. However, you have absolutely no pentacles except the 5 of Pentacles behind this card in this reading, which tells me that there's a lot going on that's up in the air, or that's kind of still in its idea form. So not a lot is being brought into reality, brought into physicality. There's not a lot of stuff being done on the earthly realm. And what I mean by that is like doing physical work or things related to the home, things related to materials and finances. It feels like there's a lot of idea energy here, which of course is very Aquarian. You are like the great theorists, honestly, of the Zodiac. But because of that, you're still training almost to be this King of Wands, it feels like. So maybe you are like in a position at work where you are learning a lot and you're having these breakthroughs, but it just feels like you're not yet where you want to be, and there's next steps to take to get to where you want to be. There's some kind of communication and honesty that needs to happen here. Maybe communication and honesty with yourself about this 5 of Pentacles situation, about what's really going on here. Maybe there's some optimism that needs to be pared down into reality. So maybe it needs to be like balanced a bit with some logic, some rationale, saying, okay, maybe I need to stop hoping and wishing for this thing to happen, or planning. Maybe I need to stop planning and put down the pen and just go do it. So that's what they're letting me know here with these cards. The 9 of Wands is also letting me know, and I feel as if it's connected to this 2 of Cups here, this relationship that's being highlighted in your life. There might be some perseverance and determination that is needed to get through this healing period. So progress, of course, is not linear. So do be aware of that. If you feel like things are kind of fluctuating, like you're kind of like, oh, are we getting to a better place? I thought we had moved on from, that stuff that we left in the past. Persevere through it, because as you move through it, the healing will get easier, things will get easier. And there's also some perhaps baggage of yours in this relationship that needs to be put down. So if you got hurt previously in the relationship, the 5 of Pentacles is here. If you got hurt, or if you hurt the other person and maybe you feel guilty about it, maybe you feel like, oh, why did I do that? Why? That baggage needs to be put down in order to move through the healing of the relationship. So even if you feel like, oh, that person did me dirty, that baggage needs to be worked through. And vice versa, if you feel like you did somebody dirty, that baggage, that guilt, that shame, any of those negative feelings that can happen with that, that also needs to be worked through on your part. Now I'll get a Wisdom of Oracle card to see where this whole situation is bringing you. Wow, instantly something that is not for you. Something that is not for you. Also realizing when something is not for you. Realizing when you need to walk away from something. And maybe that's part of the honesty here with the Ace of Swords. Maybe it's like you're realizing that something is just not sitting right. Loyal heart. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Because if this were like a romantic reading, I would say, you know, maybe this person is not as loyal as you believe them to be. But that is not the case here, and I really don't feel like that. I am going to clarify these cards. The Magician and the Moon. They're telling you to stop waiting around. Take it as it resonates. I don't understand how that ties in. It feels like they're telling you to quit waiting around. I mean, maybe it's about, like I said before, how you're doing too much planning, how everything's too much in an idea phase, and how you need to get going. You need to press on the gas and actually go do it. Because you got 3 of Wands and 4 of Pentacles. It's like there's too much waiting around. I asked what it is that's not for you. And it's something regarding your inaction. But there's a loyal heart here for you. There's loyalty here, and that actually might be the thing that's like keeping you where you are. Maybe you work a job and you're like, I need to go get another job because this job does not pay me enough. But you don't want to leave your job because you feel loyal. However, I feel like this does tie up to the 2 of Cups situation. There is somebody here who is loyal to you, who you are loyal to, and who you can find joy in around this full moon. Lastly, I'll pull a Tree Keeper's Oracle card to see any additional messages that are coming in for you. It's interesting because I think the Aquarians, whoever I'm reading, you kind of want to block me. They've been, throughout this reading, kind of giving me this eclipse energy, like lunar eclipse. And a lunar eclipse is something where it's like something is not quite as it seems. So I feel like there's something that is being hidden by you, Aquarius, or like your energy is just hard for me to like penetrate or like read fully because you're not showing me everything. And I don't typically get that, but yeah, that's been coming through this whole reading. So moving on, you've got 28, Keeper of Anger. This message is, anger is a sacred fire denied to many of us. We're encouraged to be compliant and agreeable even when it's not in our best interest. Fire is fuel for change. Too little fire, and we risk becoming listless or depressed. Too much, and we risk our peace of mind being consumed by wrath or worse, bitterness. The invitation in this moment is to find the creative power in your anger. What change can you invite? What injustice can you transform into justice through letting anger have its voice? When you allow sacred fire to have its space, you help the phoenix usher what is no longer vital into the ashes in order to be reborn on the wings of new life. Okay, Aquarius, that is all I have for you today. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time for the December general reading.